What's up, guys? Mixology Matt here, and today is a very special day. I'm joined by the amazing Renesha Monaca from the Sobar Social Club. How's it going, Renesha?
Great, how are you, Matt?
I am doing fantastic. I'm so excited. It's dry January, and we're talking about non-alcoholic spirits. Introduction. You started the Sobar Social Club. What's the club all about?
Yes, so we started Sobar Social Club about 5 years ago now, I think. And I really wanted to help people who are sober curious to kind of learn more about non-alcoholic spirits and feel like it's okay to say no to booze. You don't have to drink to have a good time, and I think that the things you're going to try today are really going to prove that point.
I'm really excited, and one of the things that really drew me to this collaboration was that every year you run a cocktail competition.
Yes, oh my gosh. So I host Toronto's mocktail competition. It happens every January for dry January. So it's coming up this month. And this year we're definitely gonna sell it again. So if you haven't got your tickets, be sure to get it. And it's just so much fun. I just love having the city's top mixologists competing to make the best mocktail. And it's great because it's for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're sober or sober curious. It's very inclusive, and it's a great opportunity to kind of learn about what's out there. Because a lot of people are just like, I don't want this, it's not gonna taste good. Like, why would I spend money on a non-alcoholic cocktail when I could just get wasted with my friends and drink whatever, you know?
Yeah, and I think the industry's definitely come a long way. Non-alcoholic drinkers are definitely on the rise. I see it a lot with my own corporate events. I'm making more mocktails than cocktails at this point. And that's why I'm excited with the non-alcoholic spirits. Before we continue though, the competition is the 25th.
Yes, the competition is January 25th, and it's from 5 to 9 p.m. at Tafe Tavern. And the best part is that it's people's choice. So you get to try 4 delicious non-alcoholic cocktails, and you get to vote for the winner. So you decide on who's gonna win TMC 2026.
We're here to talk about non-alcoholic spirits. I see you poured one for me already. What do we got here?
Okay, so first up we have Amethyst. So Amethyst makes really good non-alcoholic spirits. This one is the grapefruit basil.
I get citrus right away.
Just wait till you try. It has a little bit of a kick at the end. You ready?
Cheers, there we go.
Cheers.
Wow. It does have a little kick. It's like citrusy, it's a little bit spicy, but then that basil herbaceousness kind of rounds out that whole thing. My head is already just churning about what the cocktails could be for this one. Yeah, like my head goes to Paloma, spicy marg right away, if you want to kind of go that way, skinny marg.
Oh yeah, so good.
So another question I wanted to ask, what exactly are non-alcoholic spirits? Like, is it just flavored water? Is it a distilled product? Like, how would you describe it?
A lot of distilleries will just make their products and then remove the alcohol. So I find that those ones typically taste the best, but you know, that could be like based on your preference. But I like that because they go through the whole process of like making a wine. And then they just like remove the alcohol. So it still has that flavor, and it still goes through the same amount of effort and process. That's also why it's like more expensive, because they do the whole process and then they have to remove the alcohol after, and it's just like so much more work.
And that was actually going to be a great segue into my next question about price, because one of the things I've heard from some clients of mine is that, non-alcoholic spirits are so expensive. Why would I ever pay $40, $50, even in some cases $60 for a non-alcoholic spirit when I could get the real thing and get a pretty good one at that?
Yeah, that's tough because they can be really expensive. But some of the ones that are more expensive are worth it. Like, they put so much love and thought and care into making them. And yeah, it's not easy to make something that's incredible and non-alcoholic. Like, you really have to put a lot more effort into that. There's also some really good non-alcoholic spirits that I love have adaptogens in it too. And they're just great because you actually get kind of like a little bit of a buzz off of that. because sometimes they use like mushroom extracts and stuff like
okay.
that, or
Very cool.
you feel just like good. You get that feeling. So that's what I love as well.
So why do you think the sober community is really starting to explode the last 5 years? Is it people trying to be health conscious? Is it the fact that there's been a more seriousness about drinking and driving? Like, what do you think it's attributed to?
Wow, there's so many things, but so Gen Z really helps kind of push this forward because the whole new generation is very like health conscious and they want to just have fun with their friends and not, I guess, worry about like the hangovers the next day and stuff like that, which is great. And I used to do dry January. I've done it for like over a decade. So I remember when I first started, there was absolutely nothing for me to drink. Besides like the sparkling apple juice. And I was like, okay, like this is it? And I couldn't believe that like there was nothing. And then in the UK, like that's where all the really good products are. And they have so many non-alcoholic bars. And a lot of these products come from there and they're getting imported here. And yeah, I think that, the new generation just like really is down to just have a good time without the booze. And the products are just getting better and better. And the celebrities are also getting on board, which I think is really cool. Like, I think that really helps kind of bring some like excitement and like
More awareness.
Yeah, that's the thing. More awareness because, if you're a fan of like, let's just say Katy Perry, because she has an non-alcoholic wine.
I did not know that.
Okay. There you go.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay.
It's called the Swa. And even Tom Holland has an non-alcoholic beer called Biro. So it's really cool, like, these very influential people starting these brands. What I love about that is that, people just are more open to trying it, I think. When you get that celebrity endorsement, you're like, oh, if this person likes this, or if this person made this, like, I want to try it and see if it's good. Or, give it a go. So I think that really helps as well. Yeah, they're just getting better and better. I think that's the best part.
Yeah, I mean, when I started doing this 4 or 5 years ago, honestly, like some of the initial ones I tried, I'm like, okay, this is way off.
Yeah.
Some of the products like this literally taste like mouthwash.
Which is so disappointing because if that's your first time trying a non-alcoholic spirit and that's your first experience, you're never going to want to buy it again, right? But now it's just, they're so much better. And I love going to Sober Market because you get to try all of the products before you buy. So going back to like your whole like...
I did not know that.
You didn't know this?
No.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
I was just at Sober Market. Okay, I must have missed the memo.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they have so many products like behind like the checkout, and you just can try whatever you want. And I love that because going back to your point about like they're so expensive, then you know what you're buying is going to be good, right? You're like, oh, I want to try. They have like 10 different non-alcoholic tequilas, right? And you're like, oh, can I try this one? Oh, I love this one. And then you know, instead of like guessing and being like, okay, I'll buy this one, and then you get home and you're like, this one's not for me. So.
And I think that makes a really good point about like where to buy some of these products. Like I know a lot of grocery chains will carry a few different brands, but shout out to the Sober Market here in Toronto. I believe they have a few different locations, and try before you buy.
Yes, what's
Best way.
crazy? So Sober, I'm gonna spread the wealth because we're not gonna talk this about Sober Market, but Sober Market, huge. Like they have over like 400 different products and different locations in the city. But I don't know if you heard, they just got a deal with Walmart.
Are you serious?
And they're going to be in a bunch of Walmarts. They're going to have like a store inside Walmart. I mean, that's crazy. So that's very cool, number one. Number two, Zero Cocktail Bar. They're in Cabbagetown, very good. Again, Gail has incredible non-alcoholic products that she brings in, and she makes sure she vets them all. So I love that. There's one called Bevy's, which is in Kensington Market area.
Okay.
Great as well. And I love Cocktail Emporium because obviously, they sell some great stuff, but they also have a section with non-alcoholic products. And I just love that it's just so inclusive. They have it. And now, of course, guess who's getting in on the action? Can you take a guess?
Noah? Yeah.
Well, tying into Noah, but LCBO.
Hey,
now they're like,
go.
oh, everyone's really buying all these non-alcoholic products. I guess we're losing all this money because, they're going to places like Sober Market, other places to buy. And then now they finally are carrying Noah in the store, which is great. Before, LCBO had like non-alcoholic beers and stuff. The Heineken, which is my go-to because it's simple and it doesn't look like you're drinking non-alcoholic because it looks exactly like the alcohol bottle. So if you're feeling self-conscious and you don't want people to know that you're not drinking, I love this. You can just have a Heineken and people don't even know.
The Peroni one's also really good too.
Oh yes, the Peroni. What else? There's a bunch of.
There's a ton of them.
Yeah, which is great because I feel like if you're a beer lover, that is the most approachable way to like be sober curious because they taste exactly like the beer. Like you can't even taste the difference.
Honestly, and I think I love that we're talking about like retail fronts, and honestly, if you like those Toronto picks, let's tag them because that's a great shout out. But one of the things I wanted to talk about was how to shop for some of these products. Like you mentioned, they carry someplace 300-400 different products. How do I know which, let's just say, agave spirit to choose from? Like, is there certain things that you look for when you're shopping or?
Yeah, there's a lot of different things you can look for. So one, my first point would be if you're able to go into sober market because I love that you can try it. Number two, if you're in like a store and you don't have the option to like sample, usually I do like to look online, but some people don't have time for that. But I do like to do my research and look like what are the best new non-alcoholic products that have come out. But if you don't have time to do that, there's a World Alcohol Free Awards that happens, and a lot of brands will bring their products and they can win awards for having like the best tasting whatever in their category. So sometimes you'll see that on products and you'll know that like they've won something. And obviously it doesn't mean it's the best, but usually it's a good indication that you're probably gonna enjoy it because there's a whole process.
I think that's a great point in any spirit category. If it's gotten awards, definitely worth considering. And I think maybe I would add to what you were saying was check it like any other label for any other product, right? If there's certain things that you're looking for, like low sugar, or if you have any allergy restrictions, that'd be your pro tips on how to shop for our non-alcoholic spirits. Now, since we're looking at labels, I've always been tripped up by this where some of them are 0.0 and some of them are 0.5. And so can it truly be a non-alcoholic spirit if it's 0.5?
Okay, so my opinion is like yes. So there are some people who just can't have any, like it has to be 0.0, which is fine, but 0.5 in my opinion is also totally fine. Like you're not gonna feel any effects.
Now, another big question I always get, because even I don't know what the right answer is, the terminology around non-alcoholic cocktails. Is it a mocktail? Is it a virgin cocktail? Is it zero alcohol? Is it non-alc? What is your take on what it should be called?
So I have a hot take on this. So a lot of people in the industry are very against using the term mocktail because of what the perception of that used to be, right? Like you think mocktail, you think Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
But now in 2026, it doesn't mean that anymore. And I think you just have to kind of reclaim the word because it's the easiest way to describe something that's non-alcoholic that people instantly know. Like, oh, you're having a mocktail? Like, that's great. Like, it's non-alcoholic. But that doesn't mean I'm drinking juice. It doesn't have to mean I'm drinking juice. It can mean I'm drinking anything. So a lot of people just don't like that just because they're so used to that meaning, something else that
makes sense.
But also, I think it's fine. Like, I also don't mind non-alcoholic cocktail. It's just, it could be a mouthful like...
Yeah, non-alcoholic cocktail. I sometimes say non-alc as like a quick short form.
Yeah.
Mocktail's great. I just try to avoid virgin. Yeah, virgin drinks at all costs.
Yeah.
So I'd rather say zero proof.
Yeah, zero proof is great. Yeah, it's great. A nice, easy way so people know what they're getting. Yeah.
So you heard it here, guys. Mocktail is back on the market, okay? And if you don't like it, just tell us in the comments. What do you like to see on a menu or how you like to refer to non-alcoholic spirits? So are there any other final comments or things you want people to know about your community, about the business, or about non-alcoholic spirits as a whole?
Yeah, so I would just say if you're thinking about doing dry January, this is the time. This is your year. Don't be afraid. Don't worry about what your friends are gonna think when you decide that you don't want to drink tonight. Do it for you. Give it a go. And I think dry January is the best time to try it because I feel like everyone's kind of down because it's the start of the year. People are wanting to be healthier. And if you're saying you're doing dry January, I feel like people are like, oh, okay, cool. She'll be back to drinking with us next weekend or next month or whatever. So it's the easiest way to sneak in there because that's how I started. And now I'm 3 years sober. So yeah, it's just, it's a great way to kind of start. Just do it. Try some non-alcoholic products. They're really good. And I think you're going to love it, and you're never going to want to get wasted again. And you'll save your weekends, and you'll be hangover free, and you're going to love it.
Amazing. And so, Renesha, where can our followers find you?
Yes, so you can follow me on Instagram at Sobar Social Club Toronto.
And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have a question for Renesha or myself, feel free to put it in the comments. I don't make drinks, I make smiles. Take care.